Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. I don't want to get a DMCA strike, so I'm going to have to play this for the audio. If you're listening to this and you don't see on the screen right now, there is a very creepy AI-generated video of Elon Musk and Donald Trump dancing in ways they would never be able to in real life, thanks to the magic of artificially generated images. We have this video. This was posted, I believe, by Donald Trump August 15th. 2024. If you didn't know, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, they were besties. Elon Musk made a post saying, "I love this man as much as any straight man can love another man." And then in a Fox News interview where the two of them were sitting there near the middle of the interview, Elon actually interrupted the journalist who was asking questions to be able to start saying, "By the way, I just want to say that I love our president. I love Donald Trump. I love him." And these were the best of times, I guess, back in the day, because, as we're about to see, things have taken quite a wild turn.
All right, we are getting some reaction to the back and forth with Elon Musk and President Trump. President Trump has now responded to Elon Musk on his Truth Social account, and he posted this. "Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy." John, there are more coming in after that, but this obviously a clear response to Elon Musk, who's been tweeting away since the president's words in the Oval Office in the noon hour.
Yeah, more from President Trump on Truth Social, including this. And this really, this is Lexington and Concord here. "The easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it."
Got to be honest with you. In this case, it's a situation where I do not care how the sausage is made. Just want the sausage. Big old sausage. Yep. It doesn't matter how we get there. Doesn't matter if it's an evil, fucked up fascist like Donald Trump doing it. Who's ever going to do it, get it done. And then, in response, I want Elon to go even harder. Yeah, I just want them to fight until the end of days. That's all I got to say about this, because, man, is it fucking glorious to see. Look, I didn't care at all about all of the, months-long rumors about how, allegedly, there seems to be some disagreements between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. The insiders are saying that a lot of people are not enjoying his presence in Mar-a-Lago. And, none of that really matters, right? It's like, yeah, of course, Elon Musk seems like literally the most annoying, unfunny human on the planet. I can understand why no one wants to be around him, especially when he's fucking, pissing himself, railing goblin juice and just every single drug known to man, and then just getting everyone to try and laugh at his shitty ass jokes. Yeah, it would suck having Elon Musk around. I get that. But it doesn't really have any material benefit unless it gets to the point that they're fighting to this degree. If it reaches this, where it's all of a sudden, we need to actually look at the fact that Elon Musk and his entire empire is built almost entirely on government funding and subsidies. He's the world's largest welfare queen. We need to rescind that. And then, if that's going to lead to Elon Musk attacking Donald Trump, revealing information like he has today, that Donald Trump is apparently in the Epstein files, which a lot of people who are either left or liberal already knew, but now for the first time, it has broken the encasement, the safe space that the right had. And I think that's probably the biggest jaw-dropping effect that today's fight really had, was that when Elon Musk revealed this information, you could tell a lot of right-wingers have been living in such a well-contained echo chamber that some of them have no idea what to think right now. For me, I'm like, water is wet. I knew this guy was a serial rapist pedophile. I knew that he was all over the Epstein files. Jeffrey Epstein said that he was his best friend. Like, Jesus. At no point did a single right-winger ever take a step back when they're always going off about this, because they love talking about Epstein. They love talking about the Epstein files because they think that it simply is a collection of all the people they hate, rather than it being a collection of a lot of rich and powerful billionaires and politicians of all sides of the political spectrum. Like, yeah, Steven Pinker and Bill Gates had flown on the Epstein plane. So had RFK Jr. In fact, he admitted on live TV to flying it multiple times when that wasn't even prompted to him. You know, if you're going to sit there and be like, Bill Clinton's a pedophile, like fucking, he's all over the Epstein files. Yes. So's Donald Trump. Yeah. I mean, are you just playing pick your favorite pedophile here? Is it just like, you know, the hashtag not all pedophiles? Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Why is this suddenly news to a lot of people? But it seemed to be news for none other than Alex fucking Jones, who actually responded to Elon Musk with, God help us all. And I'm sorry, Alex knew. He's just been choosing to ignore it and publicly acknowledge it. And now it's impossible to do so. That's all. You know, that's what's taking place here. He has access to the internet. We know that because he prints out internet websites like a fucking boomer and has them on his show. Just all that parchment you see just laid and strewn on his desk. And those are all websites. Granted, a lot of them are Infowars.com, but if you had gone on the internet, you Google Epstein, it's impossible not to see how many fucking times Donald Trump appears on there. Like, I was shocked that right-wingers don't realize how deep this goes. Not just like, you know, the old video footage of the two of them partying together, the fact that there's leaked audio tapes of Epstein saying that Donald Trump was his best friend, the fact that Donald Trump is all over the Epstein files. The other part was that it got revealed that in the call logs that Epstein was making, there were specific calls in which Epstein was calling people to book child sexual assault. Like the people who had committed sexual assault of children, booking, and then a call from Donald Trump. And then another booking for a person who was trying to book, again, sexually assaulting children. So we don't know what exactly the phone call was for Donald Trump in between those bookings that he was doing for, again, sexually assaulting kids. But that is what those phone calls and those phone call logs show. It's really fucking bad. And it was one of those things where, like, I would, before the election, you know, I was making posts about that. I was responding to right-wingers with that. And just, like, it would always be like, fake news. You're an arsler. Oh, the arsler finder. We found an arsler here. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, my God. You believe that? That's just because you want to deny that Bill Clinton's on there. No, I don't. No, I want to be intellectually honest here. Fuck Bill Clinton. Yeah, the rapist pedophile. And also fuck Donald Trump, the rapist pedophile. You can't play favorites with your pedos here, you know? You can't do the all pedophiles matter or something. Like, it's fucked.
One of those contracts is a contract worth about $15 billion between SpaceX and NASA. Of course, SpaceX sending supplies up to the International Space Station, the whole Starship project. I mean, you ever watch those old Bugs Bunny cartoons?
Yes.
Yeah, where Bugs Bunny said, I guess you know, this means war. Yeah, I think that's where we are right now.
You know,
I'm always reminded of how the age demographic of Fox News skews, like, what is it, 78 years and older? Do you guys remember Hanna-Barbera? You know? Or did you remember Looney Tunes with that Bugs Bunny character? Those are the days.
I'm looking, and Elon Musk had been pretty busy tweeting away since the president shared his words about their relationship in the Oval Office. And a lot of it obviously was the insistence that this is too much spending, too much pork. And Elon even chose to post past videos and words of the president, perhaps suggesting that this is a different person than he was before and things that he said before. But this
Fox, are you not going to bring up the biggest story of the day? You're going to ignore that? I know you know. Because of the timeline here. The fact that you showed one of those Trump truths. You know. You're ignoring it, though.
This is a back and forth that's getting pretty fierce, John.
You know, a lot of people expected that this relationship was not going to last very long, but I don't think a lot of people thought that it would go up in a fireball that rivals the destruction of the Starship in the atmosphere. And this is probably
Hilarious. You're just not going to say it though, are you? Yeah, I can imagine. It's got to be pretty damaging. Honestly, so you know how Ethan Klein's content nuked Ethan Klein and his channel? This has got to be whatever the fucking equivalent, I don't know, the political equivalent of that is. Because today, when Elon Musk comes forward and makes his, truth bomb major revelation, happened 4 hours ago, but here it is. Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. Nearly at 1 million likes. I did that rare thing where I unblocked Elon Musk just because when you have him blocked, you don't have to see his shit as much. So I was like, oh God, it's one of those days. Oh, no. There's going to be too much good shit today. Too much amazing responses on the internet. And obviously, a lot of people on the left are responding with, things like, how long have you known this? If you knew this, why would you work with him? Blah, blah, blah. Are you going to impregnate Katie Miller? But this is a wild thing to do. Talk about a double KO. You are admitting that you helped get a pedophile elected to become the president of the United States knowingly and worked with him after learning that he was a serial fucking pedophile. That's the flex. Time for a tooth bomb. I may have got a pedo to become the president of the United States and then continue to work with him and bring my children around him consistently. So, take that, Trump. You got. Now, this was one of the beginnings, I would say today, of just the sheer unadulterated chaos that took place, where all of a sudden it was just minute by the minute, stuff was happening fast and fast. So many sad right-wingers. Like at first, it was kind of just like, oh, daddy, stop fighting. Oh, is this what it feels like to have a breakup? Oh, I'm so sad. This benefits none of us. This is not a good idea. Blah, blah, blah. Well, that really quickly turned over the course of the day because, shout out to Elon's dealer. He was fucking ketamine posting, just non-stop, thing after thing after thing. And, he went real hard for, like an hour, 2 hours, and has been silent ever since. I'm sure he will return to the internet after whatever it is he's doing right now. I don't know, washing his piss-covered clothes or something. President Trump, Elon has never asked me for a thing. I mean, I got rid of the EV mandate, but he's never asked me for a thing. I think that's an amazing attribute. Elon is a patriot. A patriot. We want to thank him very much for the job that you're doing.
I can tell you, he's a friend of mine. He's become a friend of mine. He supported me in the election. That's when I got to know him. Really, I knew him a little bit from the first term, but not much. But he's a patriot more than anything else. He's never think of it. He has never asked me for a thing. He could have. I always say, I wonder if he's ever going to ask me for something. And that's always subject to change. And if it does change, I'll let you know about it. But Elon has never asked me for a thing. I mean, I got rid of the electric car mandate. I have no idea how that affects him, but possibly not good. I don't know. But he's never asked me for a thing. And I think that's an amazing tribute. I did get active.
Oh, Trump truthed about it 3 hours ago, though, so nothing new. I don't mind Elon is turning against me, but he should have done so months ago. This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress. It's a record cut in expenses, $1.6 trillion, and the biggest tax cut ever given. If this bill doesn't pass, there will be at least a 68% tax increase, and things far worse than that. I didn't create this mess. I'm just here to fix it. This puts our country on a path to greatness. Make America great again. Not a really strong response to... You're a fucking pedophile. You're a fucking pedophile.
Last week when I saw what they were doing, I said, he makes an incredible product and we're going to go out and tell people you can't do that stuff and support him. They got to support him because if he wasn't doing this, he wouldn't have any of these difficulties. And I think it's getting less and less. Pam has done a great job with regard to all of the, I know the kind of investigations that are going on. If she finds them, which she will, she already found 4 of them. But I think they're going to suffer very grave.
America's the best reality show, hands down. Yeah, I mean, it sucks to say, but like I've said this before in the past, it's hard to compete with the TV show that is America. It feels fucked up saying that sometimes because obviously, you know, the rise of fascism, it ain't no laughing joke. And trust me, as someone who lives in Canada, as the empire of America collapses in free fall and, you know, it's going to become more militaristic and more fascistic, I mean, we apparently are first on the chopping block in terms of whom Trump is setting his targets on. I think that he'd probably move on Canada before he moves on Greenland. I mean, we'll see. But yeah, it's not great to see. So infighting amongst the worst people in the world, especially billionaires, is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Infighting that could actually have material changes, aka could this lead to Donald Trump actually arresting Elon Musk and having him shipped over to El Salvador? I mean, on principle, I'm against every single thing I just said out loud, but if there's someone I'm not going to actually stand up for and actually raise any kind of a fuss about it, you know, I mean, just gotta say. He went on. In light of the president's statement about cancellation of my government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. My God. Now, Elon Musk burner account Adrian Dittman, the world's greatest fiction writers, couldn't have conceived of a timeline like this, and then him laughing at his own joke. Fucking professional Elon Musk fillator, Ian Miles Chong. President versus Elon. Who wins? My money's on Elon. Trump should be impeached, and J.D. Vance should replace him. Yes. It didn't take long. Elon Musk is calling for the impeachment of Donald Trump publicly, right here, with 25 million views. Now, this one only got 106,000 likes, but this is actually him saying that Donald Trump should be impeached. So, I mean, that accelerated quickly. The relationship between Trump and Epstein is well established. Trump flew on Epstein's plane at least 7 times, so it's not clear he ever went to the island. Here's what Trump said about Epstein in a 2002 New York Magazine profile. Epstein likes to tell people he's a loner, a man who's never touched alcohol or drugs, and one whose nightlife is far from energetic. And yet, if you talk to Donald Trump, a different Epstein emerges. I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. Trump booms from a speakerphone. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it. Jeffrey enjoys his social life. And again, I know all of you are like, yeah, no shit, water is wet. We all knew that. But this is the first time I think a lot of right-wingers are having to reckon with this. Because so many of them, like James O'Keefe is actually posting, and James O'Keefe, the guy who just like hasn't met a conspiracy or a fucking lie that he doesn't love to spread. But he's like, oh, I think it's kind of weird because like if the Democrats knew about this, then they probably would have released this information a while ago. Same thing with like Jack Posobiec. He's like, yeah, the Democrats definitely would have revealed this earlier. It was all over the fucking news. It was everywhere. Everyone knew this, including y'all, all right? The pundits, you have no excuse. But for the average, like, I guess, MAGA voter, they were just kept in some very well-curated bubble where any single time, any single person was, like, you know, on the outside just peering in, you know, the sickos, just being like, Trump's a PDF. They were like, oh, fake news, get out of here. No, it's just Bill Gates, Bill Clinton. They're the only people. Can I finally say that Trump's tariffs are super stupid? The Trump tariff will cause a recession in the second half of this year. So, I guess, I mean, if that is to become true, then, you know, act accordingly, y'all. I don't know how many of you have, you know, deep pockets that are invested within elements of the stock market where you're a little bit worried right now, but that's a pretty wild thing to say. And then Elon goes, oh, did he delete that one? Oh, no, he deleted his perfect centrist tweet. I just saw that happen in real time. After this one, he deleted a poll in which he wanted to see how many people want him to start a new political party that actually cares about one thing, the juicy, gooey center. But yeah, I think he skipped over that. So in 1992, Trump partied with Jeffrey Epstein. Again, water is wet, but yeah, this is the first time a lot of right-wingers are learning about this. Just going to leave this here with another Elon Musk. He is going so hard into the pedo guy, just like pedo guy after pedo guy after pedo guy, which is wild. This used to be Trump's trump card. It used to be the thing where all of a sudden, like, no one could handle him in debates, especially not other, like, you know, Republican politicians, because they just didn't have the tool set. You know, they're not used to just like, you know, schoolyard, high school tier name calling as the only form of communication. And that's what Trump brought.
Clean up your room.
You know, they'd all be sitting there and, you know, Marco Rubio would be like, this guy isn't fit to be president. He'd be like, little Rubio, you've got a baby dick. And Rubio would have to be like, what? It's like, yeah, that's right. You got a fucking micro penis, baby dick. Your hands are small, you're small, baby little Rubio. And like, fair enough, everyone falls in line eventually. I don't know if you all remember the fight between Ted Cruz and Donald Trump that just got nastier and nastier as the thing went on, and Trump started making fun of his wife and saying that she was ugly and shit like that. And Ted Cruz would be like, hey, what are you doing? And then he'd be like, what's your wife doing? Check out this photo. Spill the beans. All that kind of shit. Him calling him the Zodiac Killer, or maybe his father the Zodiac Killer. I can't even remember all the deets, but that shit was so funny, and it just went on, and then it all culminated with, again, Ted Cruz losing, Donald Trump winning, and Ted Cruz bending the knee and taking that embarrassing photo where he's doing phone calls for Donald Trump, like that man called your wife, like, I forget, an ugly something, made fun of you and your family consistently, just like completely, like whatever the emasculation ritual is, that was it. Like, we witnessed it. That was the fucking emasculation ritual in full effect. But now it's happening to Donald Trump, because, I mean, I don't know how you can respond even rationally to someone who's just like, you're a fucking pedophile. Because he pinned it. Sorry, we did not witness him deleting it. We witnessed him pinning it. But is it time to create a new political party in America that actually represents the 80% in the middle? Fuck, I should have said yes. Go vote yes, everybody. Make Elon Musk form a new third party. Get him to do it. Get him to pour all his resources into it. It will be a laughing matter and a joke, a massive waste of money, and it will only bleed out Republican and MAGA voters. So yes, please become the next Andrew Yang. Start the forward party. I don't know what you got to call it, right? But whatever you want to do, get out there, start your own political party. The time is now, all right? And for everyone else, do not accept the fucking rebranding that obviously Elon Musk is going to be attempting to do here, because it would be so very sad to me if all of a sudden in 2 years' time Tesla has the stocks have rebounded, people are driving them without shame, Cybertrucks are getting off of those stocked parking lots where no one wants anything to do with them. Do not do this. Do not wait and let Elon Musk rebrand himself. I'll play you some of a new video that just came out, really documenting how long and how extreme and far right Elon Musk has gone in the past year. But you can't just erase that. You don't go full Nazi and then pretend like, you know what, I'm a centrist now. No, Richard Hanania, you're a fucking Nazi. Like, this guy was spending countless amounts of resources, energy, time, and his own public personal appearances to promote some of the most extreme far-right parties in Europe with ties to extremists, terrorists, neo-Nazis, all that kind of shit. And it was doing so brazenly, was downplaying the severity of how extremely far-right they are, from the AFD to Mussolini's great-great-granddaughter, all that kind of shit. Do not forget it. It honestly, the only way that someone gets to rebrand themselves, that Elon Musk is going to try to do, is if you allow him to do so. So yeah, allow the Tesla stock to continue to plummet in free for all. Donald Trump says, Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. The easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it. Do it. Do it. Now Trump, in a press conference today, he didn't take any questions, because you could just tell, like, the reporters were like, please, can you talk about the fact that you were just, mentioning the Epstein files? Can you talk about how Elon Musk is calling you a pedophile to your face, sir? Can you talk about this? And he refused to answer any questions. But early, he was talking some shit about Elon.
He wanted that person, a certain person, and we said no.
We said no.
I can understand why he's upset. Remember, he was here for a long time. You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval Desk, and even with the black eye, I said, "You want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup." But he said, "No, I don't think so," which is interesting and very nice. He wants to be who he is, so you could make that statement too, I guess. Look, Elon, he wanted that person.
Very sad. Very sad. Jake Paul, a man accused of sexual assault. One of the problems with the Republican Party is on display today. As a current Republican, we unfortunately have these alpha male egos and leaders who aren't mature enough sometimes. They're 50 years old and diss-tweeting each other. Elon and Trump are great, but they need to work together and not make America look bad. Kevin Sorbo. Time to drop the truth bomb. Elon Musk is in the Epstein files. Kevin says, great, but staying friends with someone you knew to be bad also doesn't look good. Kevin Sorbo has fallen, y'all. He's accepting that Trump is a pedophile. Yeah. You were fine with this. This was all well and good. But yeah, apparently. I mean, all the worst people in the world are broken clocks today. At least some of them are, you know. That meme of, you know, the picture of Tim Pool where it's like the worst person you know just made a good point. That seems to be like all over the place. And yeah, it's true. That I don't know what kind of a flex you think this is, Elon. I knowingly got a pedophile elected to be the president of the United States and continued to work with him knowing that. Then, of course, Ye sounds in. Bros, please, no. We love you both so much. Really rough day for Hitler lovers. Really rough day, you know? People who love Hitler, your stock is low. I mean, it was always fucking subterranean, but I guess you're having a rough one. And I agree with Ken. Kanye's reaction is the funniest, but this is the second funniest. Jack Posobiec. Some of y'all can't handle two high agency males going at it, and it really shows. This is direct communication, phallocentric versus indirect communication, gynocentric. I understand. You aren't used to it. You see, penises talk to each other face to face. Vaginas, they do it fucking on the side. Indirect communication, all right? As women shit. All right? Not dudes with dicks. If you got a dick, you are going to say something to the man's face. I'm going to have this fucking low tier, passive aggressive energy. That's gynocentric. But I understand. You're not used to it. It makes sense. The penis is shaped like an antenna. That is true. That is true. One of the many uses for the penis I did not know existed. Laura Loomer has been all over the place today. I think she's just one of the people who completely broke down. Like, honestly, again, like today was 9/11 for pedophiles and pedophile protectors, so a lot of them just didn't know how to react. She made some post like, wow, and that was it. She made another post like, I'm retiring from politics to start reading like tarot cards or doing like, what was it? Some kind of future reading. I don't know, just weird shit. You know, I just feel like it was someone clearly crashing out, not understanding what was taking place. President Trump's legacy will be eternal. He is the most transformative president we have ever had, Mr. Elon Musk. He has sacrificed a lot for our country. I don't think anyone should be comparing their lifespan to President Trump. Comparing their lifespan. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. This one. Elon says, oh, and some food for thought as they ponder this question. Trump has 3.5 years left as president, but I will be around for 40 years. What do you mean by that? How dare you, Elon? Trump will live for a much longer time. Oh, and I don't want to go only after the right to the far right to the MAGAs. All right, we gotta throw some shade on the libs here to be fair and or balanced. TM. Matthew Iglesias. I feel like Jeffries and Schumer should give Elon Musk a call and tell him about the Democratic Party's longstanding interest in electric cars, solar panels, space exploration, and a balanced deficit reduction. I don't know what played such a major causal role in anything, but holding an EV summit at the White House and not inviting Tesla was genuinely one of the most brain-dead political ideas of our time. Now is the time, Democrats. Sure, he betrayed you. Sure, he's a Nazi. Sure, he's been trying to fund and fuel far-right extremism internationally. But I mean, not now. When? He's not alone. Check out Ro Khanna. So Ro Khanna, Representative Ro Khanna, who represents Silicon Valley and has known Musk for over a decade, said Democrats should be in a dialogue with Musk, given their shared opposition to the GOP's mega bill. Quote, we should ultimately be trying to convince him that the Democratic Party has more of the values that he agrees with. A commitment to science funding, a commitment to clean technology, a commitment to seeing international students like him. And then, you know, Emma Vigeland, rightfully, pathetic. I agree. Absolutely pathetic. You don't need Nazis. They cannot help you. It doesn't matter how rich they are. Rich Nazis are still Nazis. They don't stop being Nazis. But he wasn't really happy with this, so he clapped back. If Biden had a big supporter criticize him, Trump would have hugged him the next day. When we refused to meet with Robert Kennedy Jr., Trump embraced him and won. You could have had RFK Jr. Madness. What's wrong with you? You could have had that fucking worm-addled beef tallow dude in your house. The guy who admitted on camera to sexually assaulting his staff members. All the whale juice money could buy. You fucked up bad. The dude who doesn't believe HIV causes AIDS. That dude who thinks microplastics cause trans people. You could have had him, but Trump embraced him. No. RFK Jr. We can be the party of sanctimonious lectures. Yes. What are you, Max Lefty, Emma? Oh, you're so pure. Oh, what, you won't let a neo-Nazi into your fucking midst? Or the party of FDR that knows how to win and build a progressive majority. Here's the problem, bro. This ain't it. I'll explain why. If you start to embrace Nazis and you bring them into your midst, what you'll do is that no actual far-righters are going to want to fuck with you because they don't fuck with the diet version of the thing they want. They can get the thing they want from Republicans, from MAGA. That's how this works. And every single time, in no matter what part of the world that this is tried, where you have people who try to do this whole, hey, I'm a liberal, but guess what? I'm tough on crime. I'm tough on the border. I'm pro-Israel, all that kind of shit. It's a disaster. You alienate your own base. Liberals and progressives don't want to fuck with you anymore. And there's no situation in which the right to the far right are ever going to fuck with you. That's the problem. There's other people you could turn to if you're just so desperate to have the bosom, the sweet, sweet teat and milk of Silicon Valley. There's other directions you can go in than the guy who did the Nazi salute, who is funding far-right extremism globally, who is pushing anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, who's pushing anti-black conspiracy theories. Like, the guy is a fucking Nazi. He's a Nazi. Just don't forget that. You don't get to wash the stain of Nazism off you because suddenly you went after Donald Trump. Let the Nazis fight. Let them fight. Let them fight each other. Leave the rest alone. My God. But come on, man. He's got money. So do other people who aren't that fucked up. Oh, I wanted to see what he had to say about the Epstein files.
Oh my God. Mom and dad are fighting, and it looks...
Wait, who's mom, who's dad?
Looks terrible for America. Democrats...
No, it doesn't. Hey, as a Canadian, I gotta say, as a non-American, this is one of the most glorious days to witness online. It's been beautiful. I can also speak for people in other nations who've been watching the day. I've seen posts internationally laughing in sheer joy. All right, this wasn't just gay Christmas. This was everything Christmas. Even the straights are allowed to participate. This was amazing. This is probably so far the first good news to come out of Pride.
Win no matter what. This is very, very bad. Elon Musk. I mean, look, Trump is antagonizing him. Elon Musk just went on X and said that Trump is not releasing the files because he's in them. Way over the line. These are two egotistical men that no matter who wins, we lose now.
I love how the only filter any of the right has to be able to like understand what's going on is through alpha male. That's the only way they know how to get this. Look, when you get two alphas in a room, bro, this is what happens, okay? Testosterone starts flaring, fisticuffs are gonna be thrown, you know? And that's just how this goes, and it's just sad to see. Sad to see, brother.
Great. Real happy to be reporting on this. I hope that you're here to watch this all burn down. It's a disaster.
Oh yeah, please. By the way, this is an interactive stream, everybody. You can send me links if you have other right-winger meltdowns. You know, if you have something new. If Elon starts posting again, you know, please let me know. I will accept you know, any and all links. You can even send links in X format because you know, today's a special day, so we're not gonna censor X because that seems to be where a lot of the action is taking place. But I do have the James O'Keefe one. Hold on. Here it is. If it was something truly incriminating, wouldn't it have been leaked already? There were too many incentives to hurt Trump. It was. Every right-winger right now is like, we would have heard about this. Well, yeah, we did. It was all over the news. You all chose to ignore it. That's what's wrong with all of you. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I saw this one. This one was going around. So many memes. Dinesh D'Souza. Is this some sort of perverse scheme to force the release of the Epstein files? How great it would have been for a horde of bad guys publicly exposed. Then Trump and Elon break out the champagne. Elon says, "Told you I could get the Democrats to scream for that list." Laughter. What? I'm confused.
Grab your Coffee Brand Coffee Father's Day gift box and let's go through this. I'll leave a link in the description. There's, I think, like 90 left right now. So if you haven't got yours yet.
Oh, you're doing the exact same thing. What the fuck, Elon? We all know that if he actually was, the Democrats would have released him immediately. For anyone who doesn't know, by the way, the Corderine used to run a tech channel where he would give advice to pedophiles on how to get away with having child sexual abuse material on their hard drives. He admitted that himself and every other person who works as computer tech repair technicians look at your hard drives when they get them to be repaired. They look for folders that have pornography or illicit photos in them, and if they find child sexual abuse material, they have to call the cops. So based on that and the fact that it happened to him at Best Buy, he decided to record a video where he gives everybody advice on how not to get caught. By everybody, I mean pedophiles. Just so we're all clear here. I exposed this, and he deleted the entire channel. True story. Like, the first time I released a YouTube video on this and it started doing the rounds, the entire channel was just gone. Like, not just that video. The entire channel, which makes me so sad because I was like, fuck, I should have archived it. I should have downloaded all the videos. There's probably so much more bad shit in there if he was just like, nuke it all. I don't care about ad revenue. I don't care. I'm deleting my entire tech channel.
At the office this week, we had a situation where one of the techs came across some pictures on a customer's computer that were of the child pornography variety. I don't really know if there's any tack way to put that, but the customer was reported and subsequently arrested, I believe, as last that I heard. And is even more serious. However, I've never known a tech in my life that ever took anything other than like videos or music off computers. But the point of this video is just to remind people that, you know, as techs, we read your emails, so to speak. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it happens. So if you have things that you don't want computer techs to see, you know, you should delete them or rename them that you don't want techs to look at. You know, maybe change the folder name when you take it in if you can, or, you know, I'm not condoning it. I don't think it's necessarily right. I believe it's an invasion of privacy, but...
So that's the problem here, not the pedophile? It's like, so just to be clear, in case you don't know what's going on here, he worked as a computer tech repairman, and him and his colleagues would frequently look at your own personal files and folders, including looking for pornography, and they happened to find someone who had child sexual abuse material on their computer, and they had to call the cops and get that person arrested. And then he saw fit to go make a video and upload it to YouTube immediately to tell everyone on his tech channel, hey, by the way, here's the situation just happened. I just want to let you know, if you happen to be someone who is into that kind of stuff, I'm not endorsing or condoning it, but I'm just saying, if that's what you're into, make sure you like maybe delete it off the computer first before you bring it in for repair, or change the name of the folder, or try to hide it better, because just so you know, we actually would spy on what you did, and if that is the situation, then someone might call the cops. So for all the pedophiles who are in my audience, I just want you all to know that that's what this video is.
And that's really why, you know, I don't really do it anymore, but I certainly did back in the day. And, you know, there's not a tech in the business out there right now that doesn't do it. It happens. So if you have these sorts of things, remember that computer techs do look at other things on your computer. It's sometimes it's by accident, sometimes it's by curiosity, but just keep in mind when you take things in
or boredom
to get your, you know, you take your computer in to get it fixed, people look around on it, and you shouldn't make it real easy for people to find things. It's
so fucked up. Again, like one of those things where you could have been like, hey, today while I was working at the office, someone brought in a computer, and upon looking at the computer, we found child sexual abuse material, and that person, we called the cops, and they've been arrested. And that's a good thing. End of clip. In what world does your brain suddenly go, holy shit, someone got arrested? I got to make a PSA right now. People need to know, hey, by the way, apparently Best Buy calls the cops on you if you have child sexual abuse material on your computers. It's really it's crazy. So watch yourselves, comrades.
Pick it up in the link down below, but let's get into this story. It starts with Trump speaking on Elon coming out against the big, beautiful bill. Let's go to that.
So we've done a great
actually, let me share the actual correct screen because I'm a professional and I do this for a living.
job. Elon knew that. Elon endorsed me very strongly. He actually went up and campaigned for me.
Strongly.
I think I would have won. Susie would say I would have won Pennsylvania easily anyway.
Possibility, and there is the possibility that everybody's implicated in them, and that's why, including him, and that's why they haven't come out, and they're not willing to burn down the Democrat Party to take out Trump. Okay, that's possible. I give that to you. I still think that given the fact that they ran Kamala Harris and a literal pod person in Joe Biden, if they had any connection to him and any impropriety, and by the way, if he's in the files, that doesn't mean anything. Was he on the island? Did he participate in, the degeneracy? That's all I care about. If you did business with the guy, that doesn't prove you knew anything about what he was up to. Graham Allen saying, way too serious of an accusation to pose without evidence, no evidence, drop the evidence now or Trump is going to sue you into oblivion. And he probably will. And here this.
No, he won't. My favorite is still fucking, hey, Can't Ever Die popped up. You knew this? Why were you willing to work with a pedophile? That's Juniper, by the way. But yeah, I mean, it's still the best response. God help us all. Dear Lord, how could this happen?
Are always messy because Daddy Elon said Daddy Trump is on the Epstein list, and now I don't know who to trust. The guy who's a pedophile or the guy who helped get a pedophile elected. It's like I'm stuck between a Roman saluting rock and a pedophile. And no one could have seen this coming. Nobody. Who could have guessed getting in bed with a monkey's paw of a president would have turned out badly? I mean, he's like an Orange King Midas in reverse, and now I'm going to have to go to 2 Christmases. There's not enough ketamine in the world to drown my sorrows tonight, and the worst part is Daddy Elon and Daddy Trump are going to have to go to divorce court, and whoever loses is going to have to get custody of J.D. Vance.
Thought that was one of the funnier memes. I think this one might be the funniest meme I saw. Trump's new foreign policy by tomorrow morning.
Alliance shoot to kill Gaza, kill the poor, the farmer, kill the.
Now I know this is gonna get clipped out of context, so I should have actually kept it small, just so everyone could. This is a meme. I don't want all the white genocide weirdos to be like, wait a second, Lance, are you laughing at this call to white genocide? Oh, this shit is so funny.
Poor, the farmer, brr, pa, brr, pa, attention,
Don't let this happen to you. Go to serfscoffee.com to order the only end-to-end owned indigenous coffee company that delivers blood-free, conflict-free, and cruelty-free beans right to your door. 0% of people who drink serfscoffee.com have exploded spontaneously. By ordering right now, you get 10% off plus free shipping, and it's the best way to enjoy delicious coffee while not exploding. That's serfscoffee.com, serfscoffee.com.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This video wouldn't be at all possible without the financial support of all the people whose names you see on the screen right now. And if you want to unlock secret bonus episodes, content that we can't post anywhere else, or get the videos early before anyone else gets to see them, please go on to patreon.com/theserfs. For as little as $1, you can help support this channel and help make more videos like this possible. Our executive producers are Anna Loves Riley, Adrian McCarthy, Bobby Lasers, Cheryl Alvarez, Comrade Junkie, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Garrett Sandoval, Hagbard Celine, Jimmy Sombrero, Multimondi, Omni, Political Papi, Preston Kroll, Quiet 185, Richard Boehm, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Cernicus, Stellar Gwyn, Sebastian Demel, Tigwig, Trav, and Words Greenwood. And also, it wouldn't be possible without all the names you see on the screen right now. Again, if you want to help produce this content, it's only made possible through the funding of our patrons. Head on down to patreon.com/theserfs, that's patreon.com/theserfs,